Hey everybody, what's up? Movie Cranks here again. Mike and Larry.
As always.
And we actually did this review a couple nights ago, but the audio failed, so.
Yeah.
So, take two.
We're doing it again. We're going to make it real short for you. We're going to just try to get through this because we both actually agree on this movie.
Yes.
Right down the line.
We had the same review rating.
Exactly, because we already did this one.
I could talk about this movie for days.
Oh, yeah. I think
it was
our first review was
phenomenal.
like 30 minutes long, and we both really liked this movie. And that's Dr. Sleep, which stars Ewan McGregor as Danny, a grown-up Danny. And basically, he's battling addiction.
He's had a rough time.
Yeah, and this basically puts him in contact with another person who kind of has powers similar to himself.
Almost more powerful than him.
Yeah.
Hi. You can hear me. You're magic. Like me.
I don't know about magic. I always called it the Shining.
We also get another group, the True Nut, who basically seek that power so that they can basically live forever.
Quite
like
a backwoods group, too. And who has Rebecca Ferguson on their side as the ultimate supreme leader.
What'd you think of Rebecca in this?
I absolutely love her. I thought she was amazing. She steals this show. She plays a character that is more frightening and more terrible than Tom Cruise's Dracula. Any of the previous, I mean, it's like Lost Boys. This is a group of evil people that go around killing and terrorizing and destroying, and they're so powerful that nobody can stop them. Nope. If someone even tries to like mess with them, a regular human being like a cop or somebody, they would obliterate them.
Yes, you run here, and then I will find you, and you will scream for years.
Come and play with us forever and ever.
I mean, there was no stopping these people, and that's what made it intense.
Yeah, for me, I'll be honest, the character that stood out the most to me was the young girl.
There you go.
You know, she's a child actress.
Yep.
Was Kylie Curran as Abra?
Yeah.
Abra.
Yeah.
I thought she did, for a child actress, probably the best job I've seen a child actress do in a long time. If there's an Oscar for child actors,
yes,
she would get it.
We were talking
year.
about that on the way home. We were like, boy, she should win an Oscar for being young. I mean, man, she looks like she's about 10 in this, but plays this character that was way beyond her years. I mean, incredible acting out of this girl. I felt scared, nervous, shocked, right along with her the whole time. She did great, and I cannot stress that enough. And she was only in half the movie.
Yeah. And, I mean, really, every character in this movie, because there's characters, too, that replace old characters. I think they all did great.
Ewan McGregor
and the effects
was
they used
incredible.
Ewan McGregor as Danny.
I felt like it was Danny. Like,
exactly.
They molded him perfectly.
It's exactly what you think Danny grown up would actually even look like.
Yeah.
You know, and they picked a perfect actor.
You feel terrible for this guy. He went through so much, and his mother and dad, and the whole haunted hotel thing.
Come and play with us. Come and play with us, Danny. Forever and ever.
Which they do come back to. And these creatures, these evil spirits from the hotel are still after him.
In a way.
And that's terrifying to me. There are people that come back. There's great flashbacks. They do incredible recreations of the original movie that look
I know, that's
practically amazing. They did comparisons on the internet. You can go back, you can see it, the side-by-side comparison of the old movie and the new one.
Yeah, they
it's incredible.
Young Danny.
Yeah.
The score in this is ridiculously good.
There's a heartbeat, and it makes me so intense during this movie. There's this constant heartbeat that comes up at every moment, it seems. And at first I was like, oh, this is kind of weird. But after a while, that heartbeat starts taking over.
The world is a hungry place. A dangerous place.
And you start feeling everything when that heartbeat stops and the music plays. And you're like, oh my God, it's so intense. And this is not a horror movie.
Yeah.
It's a thriller, suspense movie.
Yeah, I really wasn't scared.
It's almost a sci-fi.
Yeah.
It kind of is.
To a degree, yeah, because they do have abilities.
It's not about ghosts and spirits. It's kind of like these super abilities that these, not the good guys and bad guys have.
Yeah, which is one thing that I did, tone-wise, feel a difference between this movie and the last movie. I believe it's how Stephen King wrote it, though, so that's fine. But I did feel like the first movie was more of a
psychological horror.
Psychological horror. Yeah. Well, this one's more like a... there is a little psychological in there, but it's just more of a kind of a thriller.
You know what it felt like to me? It's kind of weird, but it felt... The way I felt like The Conjuring.
You know how I felt? Haunting of Hill House.
Yes.
And that's the same director.
Yes, and that's why you get that feeling. It's... You don't know what to expect, and the stuff that happens is very weird. Yeah. Like... The scenes from The Conjuring where she's in the basement and something just comes running at her, you know, or they're throwing the ball back at her and all that weird stuff that makes you go, oh, Jesus. Yeah. You know, that was this whole movie in a way.
Yeah.
And they do not shy away from graphic, horrible scenes. I will warn you right now, do not take children to this. There's horrible violence that is committed to children.
Oh, poor little... Jacob Tremblay.
Oh, God. Jacob Tremblay just finally met his match.
I was like,
wow.
That's really horrible, but I mean, it's a good scene, though, you know?
He did a great job.
Yeah.
He didn't overact, finally.
Which, I'm actually going to come back a little bit.
He died with dignity.
I don't know about that. But I'm going to come back a little bit because I think we need to talk about the director.
Yes.
Because I did feel Haunting of Hill House in this movie.
It popped out.
A lot. I mean, there is a lot of that feeling. That we both love Haunting of Hill House. And I think that may be one of the reasons why I like this movie. Mike Flanagan, it's like, this is his genre.
Danny Torrance is still being haunted by the events that took place at the Overlook Hotel. The Shining refers to psychic ability, people who can actually affect the physical world with their thoughts, read the minds of others. Danny is so traumatized by what he's been through, he has no idea how to deal with this.
He treats horror and spirits and ghosts as if it's real life. Yeah, and that to me is where the difference is.
Yeah, he doesn't try to shove the scary stuff in your face.
Yeah, well, you watch Annabelle or something. It's like, it feels like a horror movie. Yeah. And the people act weird, like, oh, I gotta run upstairs and lock the door, even though it does nothing. Yeah. With this, they're leaving town. They're getting the hell out of places. They're doing things that real people would do.
Exactly.
And that's what I love, is the reality. It felt real.
And there is another moment in this movie that I liked. That kind of reminded me of a movie we just watched a few days ago, and that's Get Out.
Yes.
And that's the whole scene where she's floating like above Earth, and there's stars. I don't know, just to me, and the music there, it works so
Rebecca Ferguson has these scenes where she becomes supernatural, and like almost like a superhero, flying through the air, using her mind to journey places. And that's what they do. They constantly are using their mind and this power to see things like other people, other places, and it's incredible. It's like GPS. There's twists that you will not expect. Things happen to characters you have no clue is going to happen. There's another person I got to talk about real quick, and that's Cliff Curtis.
Not many ride the bus this far north. You're running away from something?
Cliff Curtis plays the friend that rehabs Danny, that brings him back and helps him. He becomes his best friend. He is an incredible actor. I absolutely love him. He just totally made this movie for me. If it wasn't for him and it was just Ewan McGregor by himself, wouldn't have been the same.
Yeah, no, he's always been a really good character.
The buddy movie that became them two for a good half the movie was incredible. And you felt everything.
Because when things happen, things break down, you do feel for certain characters in this movie.
And you love these people. You felt connected to everybody. Yeah. Even the bad guys. I felt weirdly connected to them. like I didn't want to see them die. They were great.
A few I didn't really care about, but, you know, I think there is something with those characters that they bring up in the movie about, and they talk about how they would be really rich because they're so old and this and that. And I'm kind of going,
no.
Why are they living in RVs?
Yeah, they're kind of like hippies.
Yeah,
they're like hippies, gypsies. Yeah, they're like gypsies out in the beach and in their little old 70s station wagons and stuff. And that was a little weird.
Yeah,
because they kept talking about wanting like power.
Yeah, you think they would be really rich and powerful.
Yeah,
they're not living in RVs.
Because these people,
that's the only little thing I saw.
Because here's a little bit of a spoiler: these people some of them are thousands of years old.
Yeah, they talk about one fighting in like Roman wars, conquering.
Yeah. You would have to be seriously powerful to be that old.
Yeah,
and it was kind of cool because they acted different. They didn't act like normal people. They acted different.
Yeah, they acted very...
But they still do stuff like go to the grocery store.
Well, hi there.
Get out of my head! Get out!
I haven't felt power like that in so long.
Yeah, because
they still had to shop.
Yeah, what they actually acted like was the spirits. Because at times when that first scene happens with the little girl,
yeah,
I thought they were ghosts.
I did too. I didn't know what they were. I thought they might have been aliens. I mean, they were just weird. I mean, they came off so weird. And the beginning of the movie starts off real hardcore, instant death of one of the very first scenes. And it really sets the tone because that movie never lets up. There was a few scenes and a few parts that were a little slow, but they were building up Danny.
Yeah.
They had to show his struggles, his alcoholism, his problems, and his rehab. So that first part felt a little slow at times, but it was necessary.
Yeah, it's a little slow at times, but I never found myself bored for.
I was glued.
No.
I mean, I was completely focused on this movie from start to finish. And I cannot say how much me and you love this. I mean, more so than Terminator, all these other ones.
Just like I said last night, this is going to be my top 10 for the year. And
this one may be my top. This is my top 3. I put it right at Joker. I put Joker and this one on very close terms because they both were epic movies. And I feel amazed. I don't know what the hell is happening. What is happening over the last part of the year? We're getting these crazy movies.
Now we're actually getting some decent movies.
You would have, in a million years, if you'd have gone back to me looking at Dr. Sleep the first time, I thought, oh, it's a cheap cash in on The Shining. Yeah,
that's
what a bunch of shit.
Yeah, that's what I kind of thought too. I was like, oh, they're doing another.
I was like,
sequel
don't
to The Shining. Don't ruin The Shining.
And I knew they had a book, and I knew it was a good book that people really liked and wanted adapted and all this stuff.
But you're taking a lot of chances.
Yeah,
when you decide to, make a sequel to a movie 40 years after the original, which was like a classic.
I didn't think they were going to pull it off. And honestly, they did great because I would watch this, and this is going to blow the internet up. The 7 people that watch this.
Brace yourself.
But I would watch this over the original Shining.
Okay. So, deal though. What's your score?
Be the same as yours, my friend. And that is an A+.
I actually changed my score.
Jesus!
And the reason why
A++?
No. The reason why I changed the score, because I was almost thinking, maybe I need to make, or maybe we should make another category for movies, because I felt like The Shining is better than this movie, the original. To me, that's a classic. And I was thinking almost maybe we should have another score like AAA Classic or something.
I wasn't a big Shelley Duvall fan.
And to me, this isn't quite on that level.
Rebecca Ferguson.
It isn't. I would say last night I said it was an A+. And it is an A+ compared to all this other stuff we've seen this year.
For years.
To the original, I can only give it an A.
This is a once in a long time. Like when Conjuring 1 came out, I thought, wow, this is amazing. When Lord of the Rings came out, I thought, wow, this is crazy. Yeah. This one to me was as powerful as those movies.
Yeah. To me though, I'll give it an A just because I do believe the original is an A+. Or, like I said, we can change our score thing.
I honestly think that Jacob Tremblay makes this an A+. His violent, horrible death makes it worthwhile. Yeah. So,
but anyways, guys, I think that's all we got.
That's it. We recorded this twice.
Check it out. Yeah, we got to get this one done. So go check this movie out. I think you'll enjoy it. If you like the first Shining, you're going to like this one.
Yeah.
other than that, you got anything else?
No, I think make sure to check out our Terminator Dark Fate review. We just got done with that. Another good movie, believe it or not. Spoiler. But that's it for me as well. Yep. Make sure to check out our Facebook page. Go like it. We're working on the contest right now, so where Larry and me will have that for you as well. And that's about it.
All right, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. But until next time, see you later.
Peace.